What's going on, everyone? My name is Jake. This is where I talk capes. This is the new setup, the new backdrop, the new fucking everything. And today, obviously, we're going to talk about that new Superman trailer. Now, the Superman trailer came out yesterday, today at the time of recording. Had a long day. It came out. I was out the house. I wasn't here. It is what it is. But we're here to talk about it. I'm not here to do a trailer breakdown. I'm not here to do an Easter egg breakdown. I'm not here to react to every single minute of the trailer because there is a million people way more qualified who have read a million more comic books than me. I'm just going to give my thoughts on it, and I'm just going to give my thoughts on just how excited I am for this movie. Because if you watched any of my content, anytime Superman comes up, I am so excited for this movie. And now, obviously, I'm excited for the DCU at large. I'm excited for the Brave and the Bold. I'm excited for Lanterns. I'm excited for all this stuff. But at the end of the day, the thing I'm the most excited for is this, and not because it's going to set up the new big universe. It's gonna be the next big thing. It's gonna be this. It's gonna be that. Oh, could it lead to this? Oh, there's this. He's in this. We're gonna get a Terrifics movie. We see a Green Lantern. What does this mean? Like, I don't really care about all of that in the context of this movie. Which sounds weird because this is the jumping off point for the DCU and this new universe and this new direction in DC Studios and this new path that DC are forging on the big screen. I'm just excited for a good fucking Superman movie. It's been 50 years. That's my washing in the background there. Let me move that. So over the last few days we have seen a lot more promotional material and things being released to the press regarding next year's movie, Superman, directed by James Gunn, starring David Cornsweet. And I sent a voice note to my friend earlier, who had no idea this movie was a thing, don't know how, said Margot Kidder was in it. It's not Margot Kidder. Margot Kidder is original Lois Lane. Rachel Brosnahan, that's who I meant to say, so Lydia, if you're watching this video, sorry for telling you a lie over a voice note. We've got Nicholas Hoult as Lex Luthor, we've got Eddie Thigh as Mr. Terrific, we've got, oh my god, what's his name? Is Metamorpho, we've got Metamorpho in it. We've got Nathan Fillion as Guy Gardner. We've got Wendell Pierce as Perry White. This movie is going to be incredible. And I think this trailer really sums it up. I think this trailer is fantastic. I've been so excited for this movie. You can ask anyone. It's the movie I don't think I've been this excited for a movie in a long time. And there's many reasons for that. I think over the last 2 years I've become... I don't know how to say it. Well, I think it's very clear that when I grew up reading comics, I was a Batman guy. I was kind of always a Batman guy. Through the games and the movies and the comics, the first comics I ever really got into was Scott Snyder's run in the New 52, one of the only real good New 52 runs, with the Court of Owls and the City of Owls and Death of the Family. I've got the Death of the Family Joker mask up there. I've got this entire run on New 52 Batman over there. I've got... Oh no, it's a Spider-Man, never mind. Thought I had a Batman print behind me. I've got the Batman concept art on a poster in the big bag of posters, which I've still not put up. I'm going to put more stuff up around here very soon. Fill this wall out. So I was raised a Batman guy. Always a Batman guy. Was never really a Superman guy. I think it was because I kind of bought into the whole Superman is only interesting if he's depowered or goes bad. And then I quickly kind of grew out of the or if he goes bad. But I always found it kind of hard to relate. And I never liked Zack Snyder's take on Superman. I don't like Man of Steel. I think it's an inherently bad position, an inherently bad take on Superman. That he sees himself as better than the people he is protecting because he just doesn't. That's not Superman. And I understand that people have opinions on Zack Snyder. I've not seen them come crawling out the woodwork since this trailer came out. So, I'm going to go look on r/Snyderverse after I record this video because I do it to myself. I don't know why I do it to myself, but I do. But Zack Snyder's vision of Superman, it doesn't work for me. Superman is hopeful. Superman is joyous. Superman loves Earth. Superman wants to protect the people of Earth. Superman is one of us because he was raised as one of us. And this trailer just shows that. The only words said in this trailer is Decrypto. The trailer literally begins with a broken and beaten and bloody Superman landing in the snow on his way to the fortress, whistling for Crypto. Crypto comes over and he says, Crypto, home, take me home. And Crypto grabs him and fucking Crypto's in this movie. I love it. Here are some massive standouts of this trailer for me. This shot, saving the little girl from the crash, that is Superman. I love this here, when he's Clark Kent with his shitty little haircut and all the extras they got are just a little bit shorter than him. Look at his posture when he's Clark Kent. He's all hunched over and he's different. Look at these two photos. One of the things I hated about Superman growing up, one of the things that always made me be like, oh, Superman, is I always hated the glasses on, glasses off, because who is it? I'm not Jake. I don't know who I am. I don't know nothing about comics. Wait a minute. This guy doesn't know nothing about comics. This guy knows fuck all about comics. My name isn't Jake and I know everything about comics. You know what I mean? I always thought it was bullshit. What do you mean? And he's got the curl. I'm just yapping. I have no plan for this. I have no format for this. I have no notes for this. I've watched the trailer like 18 times today. So I'm just going off the things I remember. Nick Holt as bald, angry, loner Lex Luthor looks amazing. When he loads the gun, he looks amazing. Superman punching through the glass looks fucking sick. The trunks, the bright colours, the yellow crest on the cape, everything about this trailer speaks to me greatly. And there's a couple things, I'm going to throw the screenshots in here just now. There are a couple things I do want to throw in there that I saw out on my travels that I absolutely adore. Oh, one more thing. This is what the Daily Planet looked like in a Zack Snyder movie. Fucking look at it! I'm so excited. This is the official first press release for this movie that was released by DC Studios. So I'm just going to read it off my phone here, and I'll put it up on screen as well, so you don't have to watch me be unprofessional and read notes off a phone. Superman, DC Studios' first feature film to hit the big screen, is set to soar into theatres worldwide this summer from Warner Bros. Pictures. In his signature style, James Gunn takes on the original superhero in the newly imagined DC universe with a singular blend of epic action, humour and heart, delivering a Superman who's, and this is the bit here, a Superman who is driven by compassion and an inherent belief in the goodness of humankind. Oh my god, Zack Snyder. Zack Snyder, your deeds would shame all the devils in hell. You will burn for eternity for what you did to Superman. It's as simple as. I'm so glad that we have now, as a society, gone past the whole Superman is boring or only relatable if he goes bad or wants to kill, or is only interesting if he is this god who sees himself as above us, who does not feel like one of us. There's this clip from the trailer with Pa Kent and Clark on the steps of the porch on the farm, and hopefully it's not Pa Kent saying, I have a feeling I'm going to get swept up in a tornado and fucking die, because Pa Kent's death shouldn't be preventable. Pa Kent's death is a thing that makes him realise he can't save everyone. Pa Kent's death shouldn't be that he dies in a tornado, which he obviously could have just saved them from. Bringing the humanity back to Superman is perfect. It's what we want. It's what Henry Cavill wanted. And I do feel like I would love to see another go of Henry Cavill with it if he could be the Superman that he very clearly wants to be and has spoken about wanting to be. But under the Snyder umbrella, that's just not going to happen. And he's moved on, and he has told you to fucking move on. So I'm all in for this. I'm so behind this. I'm so excited for this. There's another thing that I saw. I saw this tweet it was on Culture Crave. I'm just going to read it off my phone again. And it says, James Gunn shares new Superman details. Starts in the middle of the action. Perfect. We don't need the origin over and over again. We all know the origin. Doomed planet, desperate scientist, last hope, kindly couple. We all know the origin. He's already going to be Superman. Let's fucking go. Lois and Clark already know each other. Again, I would like it if she doesn't know that he's Superman. I would like to see that dynamic play out on screen. But I don't think we need to do the whole, I'm Clark, silly Clark. Like, I think they should. I'm happy with him already having a dynamic before this. I do want her to work out his Superman throughout the film, but I'm happy with them knowing each other, which I think is really fun. Lex Luthor already hates Superman. Fucking come on! I'm so excited. Flying action is shot with drones and inspired by Top Gun Maverick. Hell yeah. It's not aiming to set up other projects. Fuck it. Hell yeah. Mr. Terrific has a big role in the film, which I'm very excited about. I love the Terrifics. I think the Terrifics are fantastic, and I think Eddie Gathegi is going to be fantastic. I think he's brilliant anyway. And in the last bit here, this is the one that, I mean, if you know me, you know the channel that most people watch me on is my wrestling channel. This one here is David Corenswet had a big part to play in Superman wearing trunks, which, if you watched my video when I spoke about the suit reveal, well, you know I'm all in on the trunks. If you watched me ever talk about Superman, you know I'm all in on the trunks. So David Corenswet's influenced the decision to wear trunks. Superman wants kids not to be afraid of him. He's an alien with incredible powers, so he dresses like a professional wrestler. Bars. Absolute fucking bars. However, as much as I think this trailer is fantastic and it's the first look trailer, we're obviously going to get more trailers as we get closer. We'll get trailers that give us more ideas about the plot. We'll hear more about the plot. This is more... This trailer is vibes. This is a vibes trailer. Like, let's be real. This trailer is just... It's nothing but vibes. But I have seen some, I would say, very valid criticisms of this trailer. And I think the one that captures it most succinctly is on this tweet from Jacob Fisher of Discovering Film, who tweeted, "This is like a pretty decent trailer for fans, but I'm not sure what general audiences even make of this. Feels like a trailer for people in the know. Still a long road ahead for the marketing, but I wouldn't call it the best first step." And I would somewhat agree with that. This trailer does feel made specifically for Superman fans, and I can obviously see the good and the bad in that. Obviously, this trailer for the Superman movie is going to be for Superman fans, 100%. But I think in an era where Marvel has been on quite a sharp and sudden decline, with the exception of what they did this year, with Agatha being fantastic and Deadpool and Wolverine being, well, in my opinion, fantastic, Marvel has kind of lost a lot of the goodwill that it once had with general audiences, especially like pre-Endgame. A lot of that goodwill is kind of gone. It's gone into this sort of factory of content, and AI will help us make 1 million Marvel movies a year and fucking burn the Amazon down so we can have fucking Robert Downey Jr. come back in 100 years. Like, you know, bullshit, nonsense. So I get that. And obviously that trailer is just for Superman fans. There's no speaking in it pretty much. It's all, like I said, it's a vibes trailer. It is for vibes. And as a Superman fan and as someone who loves Superman and as someone who's so excited to see this movie, I absolutely adore it. However, when I was speaking to my friends who aren't as in on the Superman trailer as me, or in the Superman movie as me, they're obviously like, this still looks good, but I completely get the idea that this trailer was made with me in mind, and I can understand why and how that can be a little bit like, people being like, what's it about? Now, we still have 7 months. This is out on the 11th of July. It is the 19th of December as I record this video. So there's still a long way to go for this movie to come out, but I completely understand the apprehensions at the minute. Is this movie going to be just fan service? Especially now that he said he's not entirely concerned about setting up the future of the DCU, which he's already mapped out. And I think especially with the fact the biggest inspiration is All-Star Superman. All-Star Superman is an absolutely incredible book. It is a book by Grant Morrison and Frank Quitely. It is probably the single greatest comic book of all time. I would say definitely the greatest Superman story of all time. It's not my favourite Superman story. My favourite Superman story is Superman Smash at the Clan by Gene Luen Yang and Gurihiro. I think it's Gurihiri. I'm very sorry. That's amazing. But it's like a 3-issue miniseries. And I wouldn't even say All-Star is my second favourite Superman story. I love Superman Up in the Sky by Tom King and Gary Hubert. I love Superman Secret Identity by Kurt Busiek and Stuart Immonen. Kurt Busiek and Stuart Immonen? Busiek and Immonen, I can't remember their first names. But like, All-Star is kind of definitively just the best comic book ever. It is literature. It is incredible. But it's not a good jumping in point for Superman. It is so dense with Superman lore and side characters and everything in it. It's just so deeply packed in for long time and hardcore fans of Superman. If you've never read a Superman book and you pick up All-Star, you're probably going to be like, who is this guy? Who is this guy? Like, who's Atlas is in it? Like, I'm pretty sure. Like, there's a lot of people in it, and you'd be forgiven for coming out of that being like, this would be good if I'd read 6 to 10 other Superman books before it. And if that is the case for this movie, there's a lot to be said, because why should we be doing homework for the movie that kicks off the universe? And that's kind of the vibes that this trailer is giving a little bit. But I just think... I think for this, personally, I still think this was the right first trailer to drop. The vibes trailer, like I've called it. Superman as an IP has been in the shitter for a long time. Batman's stock has risen considerably, while Superman has kind of faltered. The Big Blue Boy Scout became something of a way to make fun of Superman for a while. I would say it's a way to make fun of him. Now I call him Big Blue Boy Scout with nothing but love in my heart. But I completely understand where people are coming from, taking into account then that Superman 2 is just fine, Superman 3 and then The Quest for Peace are dog shit, Superman Returns is fine, Man of Steel I fucking hate, but people love it. But in general, it's a very different take on Superman. It's a very particular take on Superman. It's not the traditional take on Superman. Meanwhile, Batman stocks continued to rise with the Burton movies and the Nolan movies and the Batman and then things like The Court of Owls and the shows, and everyone loves Batman, and Wonder Woman had a good film, and The Flash had the show that was sometimes good. And it just kind of feels like a lot of the world left Superman behind. And I think in a world where fascism is on the rise and hate is so prominent and it is becoming more and more dangerous to be yourself, whoever you are, it's becoming more and more dangerous to be your true authentic self unless you're straight, old, white and rich. It's the perfect time for a Superman story full of hope and joy. But I think to give people like me, who have been so hard done by all these Superman stories for so long, that bit of hope, I'm more than okay to I'm more than okay for the Vibes trailer to go first. That's me been talking here for 20 minutes about this trailer. It's fantastic. Go watch it. Go watch it a million times, like I've done. I'm going to watch it a million more times. And when the next trailer comes out and we start seeing more about the plot, I imagine a lot of the concerns that Jacob had regarding this trailer will kind of dissipate and be lessened. But for now, the vibes are high, hope is high, and we're all here for truth, justice, and a better tomorrow. My name is Jake. Thank you for letting me talk capes. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Let me know what you thought of this trailer down below, and I'll see you next time.